and welcome to Google for Startups Circular Economy Accelerator Demo Day. My name is Bach, and I lead startup programs at Google across Southeast Asia and for circular economy. I have the privilege of being the host for today as we dive headfirst into a world where creativity meets resourcefulness and waste transforms into opportunity. Today, we have a lineup of startups who are redefining what it means to be successful while saving the planet. Now, these rockstars entrepreneurs range from funky upcyclers to genius recyclers, and they're here to prove how you can do well by doing good. So sit back, relax, as we introduce the game changers who are working hard to accelerate the transition of a linear to a circular economy. This is the Google for Startups Circular Economy Accelerator Demo Day 2023. To kick things off, please welcome Kirti and Pratik, founders of Relove, to share with us how they are revolutionizing the re-commerce industry in India.
Hi, Bach.
Hello. Hi. Welcome. Good to see you again, Pratik. Well, the first thing I noticed is that we are wearing almost the same kind of shoes. That's pretty cool.
It's matching. Mine are actually second-hand.
Oh, so that's what we're going to be talking about today, huh?
Absolutely.
First and foremost, just super excited to be able to meet you folks in person. It's been 6 months. We've been communicating over email, messaging, video calls. So thank you for making the trip out to Singapore. Just before we jump into your pitch, I just want to invite you to share a little bit about how do you all get into resale?
Well, when I was a little kid, I always wanted to grow up and work in fashion. In the last 7 years, I built a fashion brand. It became one of India's largest platform for artisans.
Nice.
But while working in fashion, I realized the pressure it's creating on the Earth's resources. And at the same time, customers have so many clothes that they don't use. Most of us actually wear only 80% or 20% of the clothes 80% of the times. It's mainly because of size changes and style changes. So I took this problem to Pratik, who comes from tech, and he suggested that why don't we build technology to normalize resale? So very quickly we built out the tech, and today 60 fashion brands are using this to go circular and build deep customer loyalty at the same time.
That is so cool. Well, you know what they say. It's very important to find the right co-founder.
Yes.
So it sounds like, you found the right one.
Yeah.
The other thing I just want to come back to is this amazing story that you shared a couple of days ago at dinner, where you talk about how both of you actually come together, pitch, and get everybody on board on a very interesting wedding plan. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we wanted to extend our values to the wedding, and so actually we made a pitch deck for our family to understand how we wanted it to be a nature setting, a small wedding, a mindful and a conscious wedding. So we told them that we want to plant a tree, and all the guests will bring soil from their garden and put it into the tree so as to almost indicate their investment in this marriage and their being a part of it. And they agreed, and we got our funding for the pitch.
That's pretty amazing. That's one way of building a legacy, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about legacy, I know that both of you are super busy right now building one in the circular economy space. So this is what we're here to learn more. So whenever you're ready, tell us all about Relove.
Thank you. So if we stop producing clothes right now, we'd still have enough for the next 6 generations. Where are these clothes? $70 billion worth are lying in damaged returns, $74 billion in dead stock, and $100 billion are lying in all of our closets. But lucky for the planet, there is a growing demand for resale.
So together, we've built a solution to tap into this problem. We started out by partnering with fashion brands to build a high-quality supply stream and trust for our users. We tap into online resale, digital factory outlets, and in-store take-back programs to collect unused clothes from both customers' wardrobes as well as from brands. We're partnered today with more than 60 brands And we've aggregated all of these products into the Relove marketplace where users can come in and shop. All of this is made possible by our deep expertise in technology. We use generative AI to improve the quality of user-generated images. We manage fraud with video and image verification, and we handle end-to-end fulfillment with partnering with more than 20 different logistic partners in the country. And of course, seller payments to make sure people are paid on time. The resale process is completely seamless. Sellers can log in and quickly upload the product and the details of that particular product. These items and their price is then decided by our pricing algorithm, which takes into account both buyer and seller demand. And brands chip in as well with store credit and cashback options. The rescue feature allows brands to upload damaged inventory, which would otherwise have been disposed of or burnt away. These could be one-off items, or they could be items with minor defects in them. This is a great way for brands to add additional revenue, and of course, buyers love these amazing discounts as well.
Our business model is unit economics positive. We have 3 revenue streams. We charge a commission for products sold on our marketplace, a fulfillment fee for products that are sold on the brand's website, and should there be brands who want to launch their own resale marketplace, we charge a monthly SaaS fee. Well, 1 year in, we've partnered with some of the largest D2C brands in India, and we want to make sure that this is meaningful to them in more ways than just sustainability. So Summer Somewhere, a Western wear brand, is seeing that 77% of the customers coming through resale are absolutely new to the brand. Okai has added 3% to their revenue by selling damaged inventory, and Bunai is seeing almost 12x return on ad spends by issuing store credit. Well, customers have to stick with any solution, and there's proof for that. We're seeing that 82% of the garments that we'd sold have sold in less than 30 days, and 77% of all garments collected have already sold. We've gathered a lot of support from the media. We won the L Award for Eco-Innovation in Fashion, the Government of India and UN Award for Transforming India, and so many other press coverages, all organic. Well, if you're feeling curious about us and would love to chat, we'd love to get in touch with you as well. Write to us.
Thank you to both of you for sharing about Relove. There's 2 things I take away from your pitch. Number 1, I definitely need tips on my fashion sense. If we can grab coffee after this, that would be awesome. The second is I really need to start monetizing my wardrobe.
I'm sure there's a lot of money hanging in there, and you can reduce your impact on the planet.
Well, that's exactly what I need to do. I've got 2 questions before I let you all go. The first one, what's the immediate plan for Relove? What you're going to be focusing on after you get back to India?
We want to expand into different categories as well. Today we focus largely on women's fashion, but we believe there's a huge opportunity in luxury, in bridal wear, in accessories, bags, and different categories. So our plan for the next immediate year is actually going to be expanding into those categories.
Oh, nice. What about the long-term vision?
I think today when you go into any e-commerce site, you go into your account page, you see certain things. You see like a cancel button, you'll see a return button. What we want to see and what we envision is there also be a resell button on every site that you can. And I think we want to make it as normal as buying was also should be reselling.
I look forward to the day that I'm able to see that resale button on every single website out there. That's an amazing vision, I would say. Well, I wish you all the best. It's been a pleasure talking to the both of you. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Bok.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, it's a company providing circular packaging solutions for all industry. Please welcome from Taiwan, Alan and Sylvia from Package Plus. Hello, 你好。你好。那在我们开始这个节目环节之前，欢迎来到新加坡。说到台湾，就有想到几个关键词，好吃的东西嘛，太鲁阁，然后夜市嘛，还有就是骑自行车。Alan Sylvia 跟我提到说你也是骑自行车的发烧友，你最近还有骑车吗？
最近没有。
最近没有。
对，但是 之前有单车环岛过台湾2次，对，它大概是1000多公里，然后可以看遍台湾各种地形。
哇，真的非常精彩！希望下次可以跟你一起去环岛。
Sure。
然后 Sylvia，听说你加入 Package Plus 已经有一段的时间了，你可以跟我们分享一下你当初是为了什么加入 Package Plus 的吗？
我大概10年前那时候在孟加拉，跟就是 Dr. Yunus， 他算是 social business 这个 idea 的发起人。那时候跟他对谈之后，启发了很多，就开始想说，台湾有什么样的 social problem 存在，可以怎么样解决？后来我又加入了台湾的一个 Accelerator， 那时候遇到很多 founder 会用很有趣的想法，然后去解决他们想要解决的问题，所以 social impact and innovation 就是连接在一起，然后就变成佩克家。
谢谢你的分享。I mean, I'm so jealous that you get to build a career around your passion. Well, without further ado, I'd love to invite you folks to share with us what Package Plus is all about.
Let me introduce you first a little bit more about the Taiwan market. Taiwan's economy is mainly driven by two major sectors. One is e-commerce, which contribute to more than USD 23 billion per year, and the other is the semiconductor. Actually, there's one similar problem that links these two sectors together, which is the single-use plastic packaging produced in the supply chain. Every year, more than 2 million pieces of the single-use package have been produced in order to meet these two sectors' demand, and that equal to more than 1,000 buildings of the Taipei 101. Actually, government will start to thinking and setting some of the regulation to react to reduce the single-use plastic packaging problem from Taiwan, Thailand, Malaysia to Singapore. In fact, these international companies are using our service to actively respond to the problem. But how do they make it?
Can you imagine that one day when you go online shopping, you have the option for packaging? Just as like you can choose the payment and the shipping methods. These are core values we are sharing with our cooperating partners. First, we authorize packaging choice for online shopping. We create a new way for e-commerce brands to interact with their customers. Meanwhile, they will get fresh consumer experience. Last but not least, we give bags and boxes continual life with unique ID. These are products in two types we are serving now. One is public, and the other is customized. They are made of recycled materials and physically capable of being reused for 50 times at least. In other words, one circular box can replace 50 cartons to be produced and also be thrown away. That's why circular packaging can reduce 50% carbon emission compared to the single-use one. Let's talk about user's journey. As an online shopper, you pick up your cargo. You arrive at a returning spot, scan QR codes, and put the package into the collecting device. And you get your coupons for rewards. Trust me, now you are ready for the another online shopping with circular packages. Let's switch the angle to the side of e-commerce brands. In linear economy, those brands collect their orders from the online platform and pack at warehouse. After the shipment completed, it comes to the end of the package life. Turns out brands get nothing from the single-use packages. However, the ecosystem we are building now is born to solve and take this issue to upgrade level. With the package unique ID and the technology of QR codes and RFID. On the product life journey, the different knots of stakeholders could be data-driven and more efficient. Don't forget, we just changed a little bit to get this great improvement.
Nowadays, we have collaborating with more than hundreds of brands from e-commerce, food delivery to semiconductor to transfer into circular economy. Notable customers including like TSMC, Shopee, Uber Eats, Acer, and Veda. Since 2020, we have successfully reduced more than 720,000 kilograms of carbon dioxide, and this amount of CO2 can enable a human being to live for 1,000 years, because a person generate 1 kilogram of carbon dioxide per day. What an amazing impact that we have reached. And now, we are going to approach to a more ambitious and powerful sustainable future. We are going to raise for a Series A round this year. The funding is mainly being used for the global market expansion in Singapore, Thailand, and Malaysia, and also to build a more stronger product line. Also, we are going to build a more stronger team. Our previously strategy investor, including from the Taiwanese National Government Fund and also from the financial institution. We are a team consists of 30 people with a strong experience in e-commerce, FMCG, and circular economy. We also got a strong global strategy partners to help us to expand our service overseas. We invite you to join us today for a sustainable tomorrow.
I really love the last tagline that you folks have spoke about in your pitch. Can you repeat that again?
Join us today for a sustainable tomorrow.
You can count me in, definitely. So before I let you all go, just one last question. There's been a lot of interest in last mile logistics in the past few years. How is Package Plus going to be capitalized on this trend?
So actually, we rely on the economy of scale. So once we reach a certain economy of scale, we can reduce the river logistic cost and then to start to generate positive revenue.
From my point of view, I think the key of capitalizing the last mile of reverse logistics is the infrastructure. So including the equipment and the partnership required for the service process. Besides, I think government's policy and law play essential role in building this infrastructure. So that's why Package Plus have been working with Taiwanese government from the very beginning to explore how to improve the regulations.
Very insightful. Well, like you're saying, we need an ecosystem to come together to make this happen. So thank you so much for sharing about Package Plus with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
And now we have a special segment from a special guest and a good friend of mine for many years. She was one of the key persons why this Circular Economy Accelerator even exists. Throughout my years of knowing her, she's constantly reinventing herself and remained hyper-focused on solving meaningful worldwide problems. She and her team at Google focuses on supporting companies to achieve their circular economy goals with technology. Please welcome, calling in from Mountain View, the Managing Director of the Google Tech for Sustainability Department, Esti Chang, along with my buddy, Robert Little. Over to you, Robert.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Bach. I'm sitting here with Esti Chang. Esti, I would love for you to introduce yourself and share a little bit more about your sustainability journey at Google.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Esti Chang, and I lead a team at Google called GTech Sustainability. I've actually been with Google for 16 years, various parts of the organization in different regions. But about 5 years ago, I had the great fortune of transitioning my career into sustainability and technology. And it actually started when my VP, Emmanuel Sackett, came back from a sailing trip where he accidentally witnessed the Pacific garbage patch. It was, double the size of, the state of Texas. And for 3 days, he sailed through just oceans of plastics. And so when he came back, he told us about the story. We got very inspired and just started looking at ways we can help contribute. And over time, it's grown into a team where we're actively looking at circular economy solutions that we can, help activate and accelerate into the market.
Great. Well, let's spend some time there. Tell me a little bit more about your team and some of the projects that you've spun out.
Sure. We look at this in kind of 3 ways. First is how can we help, reduce our own footprint within the Google 4 walls. For example, we've partnered with our food team to launch the single-use plastic challenge recently. It's a public challenge inviting all the reusable solution provider to bring the solutions to Google, and we pilot them and hopefully get to share some of the great examples with the wider world. externally, we work with our partners to help enable them through technology. So an example of that would be we just published a open sourced AI model called Circular Net, and it is a model that is built to recognize material type in recycling centers so that we can help improve recycling sorting and waste analytics. Another example of how we work with our product team is we've been looking at these billion user products within Google on our platform, like search and map, and figuring out how can we bring circular economy solutions through our products. So we mapped, we spent the last 2 years mapping, all the hard to recycle item drop-off locations. So things like plastic, glass, electronics, battery, making sure that people can easily find drop-off locations for them using our products.
Excellent. Pivoting a little bit, we just heard a number of great pitches from a number of startups in APAC. Would love to get your perspective on why we need to focus on accelerating circular economy solutions in APAC specifically.
I mean, personally, I have really strong affinity with APAC. I grew up in Taiwan until I was 12, and I've also lived in Asia for 5 years with Google, leading a team there. And both my kids were born in Sydney. So definitely, there's a personal connection. But more importantly, I think APAC is the future of, I think, where innovation is going to come from. We've seen a lot of great startup from Asia through this cohort, and the idea of bringing them together, mixing regions, learning from each other just seemed like such a great way of bringing this together. And I think this is our very first multi-region accelerator program, and so far it's been great.
Awesome. I know that there's a large audience on the other side of this camera here. Any final sort of words or hope that you have for them?
Yeah, I think personally, I've just been so impressed by the cohort of startups in our program. Every time I meet with them, I'm blown away by how hard the challenge is that they're trying to tackle, and at the scale they're trying to tackle, and the progress they have made, and the technology, the talent, the passion. And I hope you got to see some of that today as well, and find ways to support them. That would be my closing.
Wonderful.
Thoughts, yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Bach. I'm going to hand it back to you.
Thank you, Robert, and especially SD for the delightful and insightful conversation. Next, a company leveraging AI to make recycling more efficient and effective. It is my pleasure to welcome Jitesh and Sandeep from Ishitva Robotic Systems, all the way from India.
Thank you, Rob.
Welcome.
Hey, Bok.
It's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Well, just before we start, I just have to say that you two look so alike with a similar energy. Are you sure that you two are not twins?
No, we are not twins, and it's funny that my wife also says the same thing.
Well, it's not hard to see why. Yeah. Just before we start, I really want to ask you folks, how did you get into recycling?
So after 2 decades of experience in IT, I came back to my hometown. I had a friend who showed me the waste problem. I started with robotics and AI to sorting of waste. It was not efficient, as every town generated 1,000 tons of waste, and I started the journey of making air sorter, which was AI enabled. It's been 7 years of journey now.
That's a pretty long, long path. And Sandeep, how do you come into
For me, the
the
journey
picture?
started, in fact, much ahead. In 2011, I was a part of private equity team, and we were investing into the recycling sector. Globally, we made 11 investments in recycling space. During that period itself, I was really puzzled and intrigued by the problem of how to get the material from our dustbin to the recycling point, and was always exploring what could be the possibilities to bring efficiency in the value chain. And when I saw Jitesh building this technology through a common friend, and I immediately knew this is something I want to devote my life to, and I jumped and we started building Ishitva.
Who is this common friend that you folks talk about?
is Mr. Patel. He's a school friend of his, and in fact, he's the reason behind nudging Jitesh to get into this space. And I interacted with him when he was starting to build the waste management business in India, and we became a good friend. So he's a common connect between both of us, actually.
Got it. Mr. Patel.
Mr. Patel, yeah.
Mr. Patel. Well, Mr. Patel, if you are tuning in, shout out to you for bringing these two amazing minds together. I hope you folks are still friends with Mr. Patel.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
He's
great.
part of our presentation as well.
That's great. So we get to hear more about Mr. Patel.
Sure.
Well, so the moment we've been waiting for.
Yes.
I've got the privilege to see your pitch earlier on.
Yeah.
Very excited about what you folks have to share. So whenever you're ready, right, give us your pitch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. We at Ishitva are on a mission to solve the global waste problem by providing sorting solutions using AI and robotics. We see everywhere landfills in each city nowadays. We hear news of garbage fire. In Ahmedabad, in India, my city, hometown, it generates 1,000 tons of waste every day. Unfortunately, 40% of the recyclables goes in the dump yard. We can recover them, but it requires effort of sorting. Do you know how it is sorted now? It is done through manual in most of the cities. It takes 10 to 14 people just to sort 1 ton. Just think of every city dumping thousands and tons of waste. It is neither scalable nor efficient. It's a very dirty, dull, and a dangerous job with environmental hazards.
Inefficient material recovery is the real bottleneck for circular economy of plastic. Less than 10% of plastic we discard today is recycled. On the other hand, brands are looking for material. They have strong commitment towards adopting the recycled content. But brands need material which they can, recycled material which they can adopt. Majority of recycling done in the world is mechanical recycling. These mechanical recyclers are struggling to produce the quality which brands can adopt, because it requires significant human intervention for purity enhancements. Thankfully, now we have a technology which can solve all of this.
What you see on the screen is the world's first AI-enabled air sorter. It can sort up to 6 to 8 tons per hour of waste. It can sort different types of plastic polymers, flexibles, multi-layered packaging, and glass and metals too, with different types of paper and cardboard. It is what you see currently on the video. It is a live feed from the MRF or a material recovery facility. It scans through our proprietary Netra AI technology. It is designed to work in a dirty environment and detecting these dirty objects. It can also sort branch sorting on a crumbled and a dark object. Moving further from the air sorter, we are now designing a completely decentralized material recovery facility. These material recovery facilities are completely automated. They are also designed so that the decision making of the composition to be selected in the waste is automated. These machines, they are IoT enabled, they are Industry 4 standards, and they are enabled for predictive maintenance also.
So we are enabling the circular economy of plastic and other recyclable material by helping them with 2 aspects. First, we are designing and building material recovery facilities, bringing efficiency in the entire recovery process of the waste which we discard. Plus, we are enabling recyclers to enhance their purity on a high speed, on a high scale automatically. Imagine 87% of our waste which generated by humanity is discarded today. We are talking about $270 billion of material being thrown every year. It provides us an opportunity of almost 2 trillion enterprise value creation in the coming decade. We are building our business with a vision. As more and more sorting centers are adopting our technology, we are collecting a lot of information about the volume of material being recovered, like polymer level information, purity level information, brand analytics. This is a very powerful information for entire value chain, for the recyclers, for the brands. We will evolve into a platform connecting the entire value chain and enabling the trade on this value chain. This is us with the more than 2 decades of experience of building startups and investing into the recycling businesses. I take care of business as CEO.
I had an experience of 15 years in IT, handling Fortune 500 companies and their products, and now I take care as a CTO of Ishitva Robotic Systems.
And as I mentioned in the beginning in our conversation with Bok, Mr. Patel is our third partner, and he has built one of the largest and most tech-advanced waste management business in India.
We are a group of mad engineers, and we have created an innovation center especially for waste sorting and doing R&D on AI and robotics in India.
Now we are increasing our footprint. We are coming out of India and reaching to global destinations, and we are looking for investors and partners to join us in this mad journey. Thank you.
I really love that slide that you show about the sorting machine, right? So I'm very intrigued. You said market expansion, like which countries, which market are you folks looking to expanding to next?
Oh, interesting. We are getting very strong in India now. We are increasing our first priority is India, and we are increasing our footprint all over India. Most of the largest recyclers as well as the biggest material recovery facilities have already adopted our technology now in India. Now we are coming to your home, Singapore, in next couple of months. And by the end of this calendar year, we will be in Middle East. And next year, Ishitva machines will reach USA as well as the European market.
Very cool. I can't wait to see that machine in person. So you got to let me know when you first come to Singapore.
Yes,
Sure.
absolutely.
It's been a pleasure talking to both of you. Right, wish you all the best, and I'm sure we'll see each other very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Sandeep. Next up, let's talk about my favorite topic, food. Please welcome Logan Kim from Nuvilab, a company from South Korea, who is working hard to curb food wastage using AI. Let's find out more. Welcome, Logan.
Yeah, hi.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Well, there's as much Korean
Yeah.
I know, so please don't reply in Korean anymore.
Okay.
Well, we've been talking and you were sharing that you're an avid runner. Did you run your 10 km run this morning, or you were busy preparing for your pitch?
Yeah, actually, I very enjoyed running, especially
Nice.
the outdoor running. But sadly, today, the raining in the morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I had to prepare for this pitch. Yeah, so I will run tomorrow over 20 kilometers.
Oh my God, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to join you for your run, but
Yeah.
the maximum I can do is 5K. So maybe next time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but your team also tells me that they have to put together a dedicated well-being plan because they are worried for you.
Yeah.
They tell me that you don't sleep at all. So I would really love to understand, like, what motivates you and what's keeping you up awake at all times.
Actually, I'm very enjoy to invent or make something new based on the high tech. So I felt the food industry we can make some the mega impact as sustainability. So we use some the AI technology and 3D scanning technology. So we try to changing the food industry problem based on the data and the AI. So that kind of big the impact always make us motivated.
Got it. So that drives you.
Yeah.
You speak about AI, and I'm just wondering, because you have a very interesting background, right? In your past life, you were an autonomous self-driving car engineer. Was that from back in the days when you started doing AI? And I'm just wondering how much of that experience was transferable to help you curb food wastage in Nuvilab?
Yeah, actually, it's a totally different industry, but the core technology is very similar. In case of the autonomous driving vehicle, the classification in front of the car is very important. This is the human, this is the tree, this is the animal. Yeah, it's by the vision AI. So the AI food scanning, we also similar, but totally different data is food. So this is the bread, this is the rice, this is vegetable. So it's a core technology is similar, and the tech is the measuring the distance between the car and some object in the car, in the autonomous driving vehicle. So we using this technology in food. So for measuring the volume of the food, so we using the 3D scanning. So the core technology is very similar. It's absolutely different data. Yeah.
Got it. Fascinating. Well, we love to learn more. So whenever you're ready,
Yeah.
tell us what Nuvilab is all about and tell us how you're using AI to help curb food wastage.
Okay. As you can see, Nuvilab is passionate and dedicated about all things food and sustainability. Let's see how much food gets wasted throughout the supply chain. Say you have 100 apples. You will lose 11 at the farm stage, 8 after harvest, 1 during processing, 6 in stores and shelves, and 10 in homes and restaurants. At the end of the day, you have 64 apples. So globally, that means 1/3 of all apples are wasted, costing $940 billion per year, and take up 10% of the all global carbon emission. It is a big problem, but if it is only apples, it is quite simple. But how about this? Would you know where, what, or how much is being wasted? For anyone who wants to manage food wasted and cost, currently there is no reliable and accurate way to keep track of their food data and statistics. They have to rely on eyeballing and past experience to make their decisions. It is simple. If you don't know where and what the problem is coming from, you can't solve it. This is the solution we provide. We implement 3D scanning technology and AI to give insight and accurate data to pinpoint what type of the food is thrown away and by how much. Nuvilab is food classification and segmentation paired with computer vision volume analysis. We provide land load and solution for each client's needs. This is how we are helping over 80 partners, including over 50 schools, corporate, government facilities, and hospitals across Korea, Canada, and Singapore. We provide them with a solution that range from the wasted management and procurement, inventory, nutrition intake analysis, and more. The decisions they only rely on experience before is now supported by data. Here is example is one of our partner schools. In the school, the students scan the before and after the meal. So the nutritionist and the chef, the analysis, the individuals, the preference and satisfaction. So how amount of the food is proper or not. So they can order based on data. Every day, we are creating new values and impact in different fields. To support that, we have a strong team of more than 60 members with a different expertise, providing insight to benefit client, people, and the planet. There are the primary market along the others that we are creating the experiment impact financially. For school that implement the wasted management solution with the simple subscription of $1,000 monthly, they can save $2,500 every month. Our client willing to pay for our solution to reduce the food ingredient budget as well as sustainability. And of course, the longer they use our solution, more data is collected for continuous refinement and customization. With such business model and the client trust, within 5 years, we expected to expand into the market with more than $700 million of value. Looking at our continuous growth and global expansion, we are expected to reach the break-even point early 2024 and keep our momentum for explosive growth, just like how it should be the future of the global food management market. And the Nuvilab is looking bring it. Last but not least, as all driven startups are, we are open to any question, comment, or suggestion. Thank you for listening.
940 billion worth of apple wasted, you say?
Yeah.
That is a huge number.
Yeah,
and
right.
You know, it's clear that food wastage is indeed a global problem. And I'm really glad that you and your team are actually working on it.
Yeah, right.
Well, I really want to understand, you know, what's next for Nuvilab. How do you think Nuvilab can continue to show impact? And yeah, tell us a little bit about what future plans looks like.
Yeah, actually we just focus on this stage in the domestic, Korea, and some Singapore and Canada, and the school and some big corporate and hospital, etc. But we believe that our core technology and the data is very useful and helpful for the changing the food industry. They only rely on their personal experience and the data based on the individual's past. So we can make a mega impact in the world, in the food industry, enhance the efficiency and the sustainability. Yeah. So we want to make some bigger impact than now with the data and AI technology.
Got it. Very, very ambitious, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Logan.
Yeah,
well,
thank you.
Keep running and make sure you get some sleep. Otherwise, I'll have a hard time, you know, answering back to your team.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for this year's Demo Day. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I hope you folks are inspired by the solutions, businesses, and services these startups are building for a better tomorrow. Now, to recap, you've heard about how Relove is revolutionizing the re-commerce space in India. Now, how Package Plus is not only building a product, but an ecosystem to curb single-use plastic in reverse logistics. You have also just heard how Logan and his team at Nuvilab is working hard to solve food wastage, ensuring no one goes hungry. And lastly, Ishitva, who had built an AI-powered sorting machine. They have been working hard for the last 6 months with their respective Google and industry mentors to get to the next level of success. Now, we here at Google will continue to find more ways to work and partner with them globally. If you do want to support these startups, do reach out to us, and we're happy to connect you with them. We also have another Demo Day video featuring our North American circular economy startups of this cohort. So if you haven't caught that one yet, click on the link in the description below. Before I sign off, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today, especially all the startups for sharing their ideas and aspirations for the future. Now, on behalf of Google, I'd like to wish them all the best on their road to even more success. Thank you for being part of Google for Startups Circular Economy Accelerator Demo Day 2023. My name is Bach, and it was an honor being your host. See you folks again very soon.